All right, so next up, let's talk about the UC tag, or the Transfer Admission Guarantee. So when you're on the Transfer Center website here, you can go to special programs and then over or down to the tag information. And you will find that SRJC does a lot of work for our students to really clarify the tag criteria. So these are the 6 campuses that offer a tag. You'll notice that UC Berkeley, UCLA, and UC San Diego are not on the list. So what happens with the tag is you can tag to one campus and then you can apply to however many you like. And so just kind of knowing that that tag is going to be available to you if you met all the qualifications. And so then maybe you tag to UC Santa Barbara, but you apply to UC San Diego and you get in, you can tell Santa Barbara, thanks a lot, but I'm going to go to UC San Diego, and that's totally fine. Okay. So the tag is due by the end of September every single year. Okay. And so what happens is you tag in September, you still apply beginning October 1st through November 30th. And the reason why you still apply is if you fall out of tag criteria, you then still have an application on file. This also is not a UC application, it's just the tag application, so you still have to do a UC application as well. So looking at the steps here, you're going to review the tag requirements and decide, okay, which campus do I qualify for? Which campus can I submit a tag to? The Transfer Center has all kinds of tag workshops in the month of September that you can attend. We highly recommend that you do so. You're going to complete the tag application online, and then you're still going to apply to the campus, as I already stated. So here is the workshop schedule. So the way the workshops operate is the first half hour is the counselor going over the tag application or the tag criteria. And then the last hour is just time for you to ask questions and to work on your application. So you don't have to stay the entire time. If you want to come to a second session, you can just come for that last hour. You don't need to sit through the presentation part again. The TAP, the UC Transfer Admission Planner, is how you will do your tag. So when you create a TAP account, there will be a button there to let me log in, to then submit the tag. So this is my fake tag TAP account that I've had for ever and ever. But you can see here, it's just your personal information, your academic history, where you want to apply, and then here's the apply for a tag. Okay, so you just click there to get going. Let's see, where was I? This page. And so if you know you're UC bound and maybe you're not going to be tagging for a year or two, I would get the TAP account up and running. It's a way that you will receive communication about things happening at the JC from the Transfer Center as well as from university reps. The tag matrix is very helpful and will show you what needs to be done by campus. So this year, the UCs have a shared tag criteria. And so you can see what that is. It's things like, you can't have more than 19 UC transferable units in spring of 2025. So they don't want to see you at 25 units trying to tag and rushing things, okay? You have to have at least one UC English and one UC Math by the end of fall 2024 done. So it's things like that that you can read through. I don't need to go through all of it. You're not eligible for a tag if you're one of these, in one of these 4 situations. And then what happens is it's going by campus. So the campuses are here on the left, and then there's questions here that are telling you how it works. Is a pre-evaluation of coursework provided as part of tag? Yes, for Davis, Merced, Riverside, and Santa Cruz, okay? And then they're telling you when they're accepted, they're all September 30th. There are 2 schools that do spring, so that's Merced and Riverside. So if you're a spring transfer student, you could do a tag. Is the major guaranteed? So just different information. This is contact information, so that's nice to have. And then you can see what's the minimum GPA. So the tag is for a student who is a little bit more competitive than somebody who just applying through the UC application. So you have to have a higher GPA because they can't offer a tag to every single student. And so where like most majors in the College of Letters and Sciences at Davis, you need a 2.8 for regular admissions. To tag, you need a 3.2, okay? And so you can see what those requirements are. And then there are just some notes here as well. So the matrix is really helpful. Then what we do at SRJC is we give you very specific information by campus. So Davis, Merced, and Santa Cruz have a lot of major prep. And so if we click on Davis, you can read the general information that's here. And then if your major is listed below, it's a selective major, meaning that there is specific requirement that needs to be done, okay? So we'll just look at psych because that's an easy one. What we're telling you here is that you need to have a GPA of a 3.2 overall, and you need to complete the following courses and maintain a 2.9 for the entire group of courses. So we're giving you the UC Davis course and then the equivalent at SRJC. So you need Psych 1A, Math 15 or Psych 9. Most students do one of these bios with anthropology, and that's it. So those courses combined need a 2.9. So if you only have one of them done at the time you tag, you have to have had at least a 2.9, and then you have to maintain that with what you finish in the courses, you know, either by the end of fall or the end of spring. So that's what that means. So that is Davis's. If we look at Santa Cruz, it's similar, but they have a ton. So these are all their selective majors. If we look at psych for Santa Cruz, you must complete the following courses by the end of spring with a minimum of a grade of B. We don't have B minuses here in Psych 1A and Math 15. A minimum grade of C is needed for the pre-calc math course. So you need Psych 1A, stats, and the math, okay? So it's a little bit different than Davis. And for this, for Santa Cruz, you need a 3.0 GPA by the end of fall overall, okay? So keep that in mind. So lots of information on the tags, and if it's something that you qualify for, I highly recommend that you do submit a tag, because again, it's just that guarantee that kind of keeps you know, the nerves away a little bit, because you know that you're getting in somewhere. And so if you're eligible to tag, I highly recommend that you do.